Okay, so, hi. We're on a time limit because my brother's driving towards me. And I spent all day with the FH7s. I figured since I was so brutal on the previous set of FiiOs, that was the old new, that I'd try these and hopefully have better things to say. And I do have better things to say. These are definitely better than the other ones, which I honestly can't remember the numbers of, the FA7B, I don't know. All I know is that these FH7s are the predecessor, no wait, predecessor's post-decessor to the FH7s, what I consider FiiO's crowning achievement. FH7s, $314, they're currently on sale, although that's bullshit probably. They're a single dynamic, 4 balanced armatures. They were super neutral, like you didn't need anything in the $1,000 range because you could buy those, and it was great. Step in the FH7S, 1 dynamic, 4 balanced armatures, $400, no reviews on my head. And I think the problem lies here. The FH9s exist. When a company makes the highest end, the $600 highest end, and they could either continue making what they used to make and then just make the high end one, but they're trying to like find this middle ground of different. And when they do that, it kind of gets a little skewed. So, I'm your host, by the way, Zeos Pantera. Welcome to In-Ear Fetish. Please click the sponsor links in the description. And Rika's the wallpaper, because she's boring. She's the boring choice from that show. This is what you want. A girl who lives in trash, who fucking stabs you. I occasionally want to be excited listening to a fucking IEM. And the FH7s, I think, bridge that line perfectly. Original FH7s of like, this is an exciting IEM that's quality, and it was affordable and great. Let's do this. And we step forward into 2022 with the FH7S, which is the same exact design as far as like a dynamic with 4 balanced armatures. And I all day waiting for a song to come on that I was like, this is the song. This is the song that's going to make me give these IEMs like a fucking rave review, and it never happened. And I'm sitting here on different amps. I always list the amps. I've got the LA90, and I got the SH6, and I got the Geshelli Arkle 2.5, and I got the Wah 11 Topaz, and I got the balance connector because the wire's interchangeable, and I'm like they're good. Like, I don't think anyone that buys a $400, if you've never owned an IEM and you buy these and you spend $400, I think you're going to be like, oh, this is good. This is really good. But I'm Zeos, the motherfucker Pantera, and I run a channel called In-Ear Fetish. And I'm just going through my fucking world-class IEMs. I just did the Stellaris. The Moondrop Stellaris, $110. $110. It's a 14mm planar. Blows us away. Almost got him that time. God damn it. Just as far as like excitement, like these are very neutral. They're presenting music to me. It's like, hey, you walk into Best Buy. They're like, I'd like speaker. Here are speaker. And they start playing speaker. And speaker produces music. And you're like, okay, good. This is good. I will accept this speaker. Do you take American Express? And they're like, no. And you're like, fuck you. And real quick accessories, big box, real pretty, shiny. Do you need tips in a little case? Do you need a case? Like you pull this out like a cigarette case, like back in the 30s. You'd be like, click, and you click open your cigarette case. And you'd be like, would you like a smoke, ma'am? Oh, never mind. Do you want 1,000,000 different tips? And here's another thing. I'm using the Dakoni tips on these. And I could swap to any of these tips. Pick one. Pick two. We got, you know what? We'll do bass, because here's the thing. Not only do they have tips that are labeled bass and vocal and biflange and balanced and memory foam. Not only do they do that, but like my favorite thing to ever have to do with an IEM. Hold on. Put these back in my ear. You want to see what they look like here? They look like this. They look like the picture on the box. All right? They're kind of, they're nice. There's no sharp edges. They're a little bit big, actually. But, you know, there's a lot going on, and they're a little bit heavy. That's fine. I'm fine. We got a little bit. We got probably 7 more minutes. Put this back in my ear. So now I've got the bass tips and one of these days, man, I'm gonna catch a fly on camera. This shit happens. So there's also more tips, by the way. There's spin fits, and then there's, I think these are more spin fits or just silicone FiiOs. Like, so many fucking tips. Here, you only get the adapter to go from 4.4 or 3.5 on the end. Thank you. I don't need 2.5 except for that one fucking player over there. But look what it comes with. You get to change out the actual fucking bits in here. Here, you get to unscrew this and swap it out with either, it says red is bass, green is treble, and white is balanced. Came with balanced. Used them all damn balanced. Bored out of my mind. Come here on my desk. I'm like, all right, bass ones go in. I spent like 3 minutes trying to screw that fucker in because it like cross-threading, but it wasn't. I had to like crank it on. Put the bass ones on. Put in my ear. 7.5% more bass. There's not a lot of bass. So now let's try it with the silicone ones that are labeled bass. And let's just shuffle this a little bit. Like, highs are clear, but they're not wide, so it's a little bit narrow, and I don't really... Yeah, there's no width to this sound. Especially now that the steel is not that great, because I'm not using my Taconi tips. But there's also... There's no low end. Well, I'm doing a lot of retro reviews. And one of the things I'm taking everything out of that box that hasn't been reviewed and putting it back in the box after I reviewed it. And FH7s are going to get reviewed. FH7s, FiiO, I love you guys. You have made some remarkable IEMs in the past. I'd pass on these. They don't get bassy enough when you want them to swap out for bass. I didn't even bother with the treble ones. I've been through, this is like the second set of tips from the mass amount of tips. They're just good. And in this game, if Zeos is like, this is just good, it's pretty much the lowest compliment he can give you. Static X. Which one is this? Hold on. Transmission. It's very loud. It's very in my face. It's too narrow. There's no low end happening. Like, there's no, like, boom. Like, there's a kick drum. And it sounds like a kick drum, but I don't feel it. Where's that dynamic? Where's it going? That's why you got a Rika's thighs and not an Akane's huge breasts for the background. Because she's unpredictable and exciting, and that's boring. And these are boring. And they're not bad. And maybe this is exactly what you want, and I hope if you own these already, no one's reviewed them on Amazon. No one bought them. The other ones, the high-end ones, nothing but 4.5, 5 stars. I don't have those. They're not here. But these are like, you know, whatever they're doing. So I don't know. The last 2 FiiOs I've done have been relatively astonishing disappointments. If you want to buy these, by the way, feel free to check out my Patreon and Subscribestar, where you can bid on these in the yard sale that happens every month. A lot of my IEMs are probably going to get yard saled. Part of the reason this channel started was so like, oh, by the way, I had to screw the other one on the back because it was just not going into the front of this plate either. Yeah, I get it. Da-ding-da-ding. Da-ding-da-ding. So yeah, now FiiO needs... I want to do if the 9s here, I even opened the picture of the 9. Look at the 9s. No, that's whatever that is. The 9s look spectacular. They've got nothing but good ratings, and these have no ratings. Visit the FiiO store. No ratings. And these, 314 rate, all great. All great. Meh. Meh. Somehow they made a meh. They've made a $400 meh. And if you've never heard another IEM, these might be the best thing you've ever heard. But I've heard the best of the best shit. I've heard the worst of the worst shit too. And it just comes down to, like, this day of the week, no matter how nice this wire is, and I will give them this. This is a nice wire. Look, you unscrew this, and then this pops out. And it's MMCX still also. And I had a scare earlier today where I plugged it in and it didn't sound right. So I changed wires and it sounded fine. And then it blew up my BTR7, like it freaked it out. So I was using that different wire. And then I came back and I tested this with the tin T2s because it's the only other MMCX IM I keep around, really. And it turns out the wire was fine. I plugged it in and the wire was fine. It was fine today. It was fine, but it's still not not boring. So, all right. Brosif's coming. I'm leaving. Wallpaper available in the Horde. I will link to these. I will link to the original Zeos. A link to the original FH7s because they're cheaper than this, and in my opinion, better than this. They don't have all this like swappable shit. They just work. I do like the case though. Well, this is definitely not a pocketable case. This is more of like a display case for like a wedding ring or something. All right, I'm done. Thank you for stopping in on In-Ear Fetish. Support this channel on Patreon and Subscribestar. And check the links for the sponsors and the wallpapers, and goodbye. Goodbye. Just goodbye. Just FiiO. Fuck. I love you. Please, collab with me.